the 100th episode to recap. It was one of the top 5 moments of my life. I'm going to be honest with you.
I didn't even think it was real when I was there.
The beef between Brandyn and William.
This was like the most serious one yet, guys. All right.
You think Brandyn would get pissed if I tried to pull a move on her? I was like, probably.
I got cucked. I had no chance. What is happening? Hi. It's your favorite neighborhood white guy.
I knew it.
Welcome back to episode 101. We're coming out the vaults from DC, going into the Capital Wasteland. But before we start this episode of Real Sensitive Guy Hours, we have got to introduce the motherfucking hosts. To my right, we've got the beautiful, the lavish, the savvy, the Travie.
What's up, everybody?
To bottom, he's smoking, he's token, his dick's hard like it's oaken. Oliver, everybody.
Damn.
What's good? What's good?
To the right, as always, going through different villages, pillaging. It's consent. They signed the form. William.
I can't make an F right now.
And in the background, we have our producer.
That's the name my mom gave me when she pushed me out her pussy.
Yeah. And
back in the background after being in the foreground for episode 100.
Well, speaking of Badussy.
Hold on. Can I introduce myself? Fuck. And last but not least, the host with the most, episode 101, baby. Let's fucking go. It's Brandyn. I'm so excited. We just got done with episode 100. It's been
just got done almost a month ago. We're riding that high
and
still.
Oliver's dead again.
I unironically am still riding the high, even though it was almost a month ago. I'm still riding that.
It wasn't almost a month ago. It was 2 weeks ago.
What are you on about, cunt?
It was almost a month ago. Today is the 27th. We did it on the 2nd. What do you call 25 days ago? I call that almost days. A month.
All right. Try this time.
I honestly, everything ever since then has been wild. We have all hung out a lot. There's a lot of crazy stories that have happened. Honestly,
we've done so much between the 100th episode and now we've done so much.
Episode 100 was kind of like a good quarter life crisis. To be honest with you, it was at that point that my life changed forever because it was one of the top 5 moments of my life. I'm going to be honest with you.
Glad you felt that way because that's exactly how I felt too, man. I was like, I didn't even think it was real when I was there.
Me neither.
It was a wild experience for sure, especially with the live train coming by every once in a while. It really set in tone.
The train station lived up to its name, man.
We have a lot happening this episode. Not only do we have the 100th episode to recap, but we also have the beef between not Oliver, fucking Brandyn and William. We have
the beef part like 5. Like this is like the 5th time.
It's insane how many times we've beefed, but we're gonna go over it this episode as well. We've got
part 5, electric.
This was like the most serious one yet, guys. All right,
and most productive as well, I would say.
Yeah, actually.
Not only that, we have the bitch that fucking erased the mirror. The crazy bitch Michaela, as she likes to call herself, has hit me up as of recently. We're going to talk about that as well. She likes to call
herself that. But also, no, Brandyn is in like a, I don't even want to say 1 girl, 2 girl, 3 girl. I don't even know what number of girl to say right now. But he is in a multi-girl situation right now.
Not only that, we have some other things to talk about. My mom's funeral just came about, and there was some craziness that happened there. Not only are we going to talk about rest in peace, Mom, love you, but as well as that, we have the post antics that happened after that. And of course, much, much more content that is in the news, that is drama on the internet. It's going to be a great one, boys. Episode 101, baby. Let's fucking go, dude. Fucking amazing.
Some days we can't figure out what topics we're going to do going into the show and we just wing it.
We have
days like today, we literally, I don't even know if we're going to be able to talk about everything I want to talk about in one episode.
Where do we dive in though? Where do we dive in at first?
Where the fuck do we dive? I think we dive into episode 100. We got to recap the last episode first, then we can jump into all the new stuff, right? I mean, the last episode was just.
We need to give him his appreciation real quick. Thank you for running the keys over to the lady. We appreciate you. You fuck.
Yes.
That lady was hilarious. She thought Brandyn was a female, and it was the best thing in the world.
She's like, "Oh, you're here for
She saw the
Brandyn?"
Y in your name.
She
and
thought
was just
Brandyn
like,
was
yeah,
a
that's
female.
girl.
She was like, I forget what the name. She said like a female name, and I was like, "You mean Brandyn?"
Braden.
I think she said Brandy. She was like Brandy, and I was like, "Oh."
People see the Y and just shut down, man.
Dude, people see the Y and they're like, "It has to be a female."
They saw the Y and we were like, "He's gay."
Why is it so hard? It's so goddamn hard to book this venue. Probably the most booked venue in our college town, and it is so hard to book it. They for some reason want to have the most like archaic ways to book this place.
Yeah, literally just let me fucking deposit a historic monument into your fucking website. That's all I need, baby. It's literally going to take you $50 a month in order to make that happen. Like that's it. Like you just need a service.
Yeah, just fill out the form online, submit it online, pay it online. You know
exactly. But I want to get away from that because that's kind of fucking boring. I want to talk about the atmosphere. So rented out the venue.
It was crazy.
So many. Anybody that we invited, to be honest with you, showed up.
Brett, yeah, we had this set up basically like an award show. This was set up like the Dundies, man. Like we had tables, we had an audience of all these past guests. Basically, if you've been mentioned on the show, like if you went to college with us or anything like that, and you've been mentioned on the show, you were basically there.
Not true.
It's not true. Well, the people that we have talked shit on profusely, some of those people were there, but others.
Also, we had a ban on excessively cringe people, which we do talk about sometimes. So they weren't there, but
there were some come back into one of our lives, so we'll get back to that.
Yeah, so crazy to me. Got there, we're all setting up, and you know, it started off with a group of us, right? And then all the girls that were with us as well, and they had to get ready.
Don't even start on that aspect.
The herd of women that just follow us around, you know.
Yeah, you know, we just have an absolute bushel.
Brandon's posse that he carries behind him that he just causes to fight each other for his own entertainment.
Brandon is like half the herd. Is responsible for half the herd.
I feel like that's what Brandon does. Like Brandon just accumulates these women, so that way, like at one point, he can just have like a death fight with them. He's just like, all right, I would fight now.
All right, so like let's talk about it. Out of all of the bitches that were there at the 100th episode, who would win in a gladiatorial combat scenario? I'm thinking Jessica.
I was gonna say, bro. I don't want to be like I'm gonna sound biased, be the first one who says it, but since you're the first one who said it, yeah,
I'm thinking
she would obliterate
because she's got like some athleticism to her. Niels,
Illy, yeah.
What?
It would definitely be like
Nelly,
Jess.
All right.
Jess could be up. Jess is definitely
who would be like
the
third person. Who would be the third person in the final?
Usually I wouldn't step in like this.
Bronze.
Like, Danny's a psychopath, y'all.
Actually, yeah. So it would be a Jess, Emily,
right.
Danny final. Danny would die first, Emily second, Jess would win.
And she's freaking out. She's like, "Oh
yeah,
my
but
God.
The second you turn around, she slits your throat."
I was gonna say, I feel like if it came down to like needing to defend her life
and just shuts down, I think I'm Gucci.
Yeah, we all dogpile. It's over. No, I'm thinking that. I was gonna say. We're gonna talk about coming on.
Do it.
No, so I think Danny is probably one of the lowest. I would put Cable under her for sure. I think Danny would fucking ravage. But I would say Bailey's above her for sure. I think
Bailey would get far just because of her alliances. She'd be like sweet talking everybody.
Bailey would make it a top 5 before she actually gets knocked out on her own.
Yeah, for sure. I gotta say, for sure, Jessica is the number one.
Jess would be top 1.
Got power, man.
Jessica has like power and athleticism to her as well. So like
she'd be one of those winners that like killed half the other contestants.
Yeah,
like fucking just no chance.
Travis, is Jess a sore loser? Like if she doesn't win, is she like a sourpuss about it?
Oh my God, dude! I've been to her rugby games.
Well, she'd be dead.
She's competitive.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you ever see her fuck somebody up?
Talking about?
I've seen her fuck like 3 people up at once.
Damn.
Jess is top 1 then. Jess will be the top one.
One of them is Travis.
Yeah, no.
Exactly. I was like,
Travis
ooh, love struck out there.
In a corner on his like little chair in the darkness, fucking 3 other dudes. Like that's just what it is.
My wife's boyfriend.
I got it. Look what my wife's boyfriend got me. Yeah, to set the stage, there was a lot of people there. Like I would say 30 or so, which was
we
more
legit
than
had
I
an
was
audience,
expecting.
man. Like we had
a
an
nice
audience.
setting, too.
I was ego tripping like a motherfucker.
It was insane. Finally sitting
Travis
down
was
for sure.
up.
Straight up, Travis's feeling makes sense. Sitting down, like at the table, finally set it all in.
Which guy wins?
Out of all of us, I would say
out of all the ones that were there.
Yeah, out of everyone there.
I think okay, so here's where I stand on myself. I think I would like rally the troops, and the real sensitive guys would be on like my team. Not like I don't know who would be the leader, whatever. But I think
why are you
like
saying that though?
because we have
It's
other
so
males to
goddamn
fight.
hard for me to kill any one of you that
Yeah.
I would just I would do so bad.
No, but I don't think that you'd be one
But
of the
maybe
first
I would be
people
relying on
to
like
turn
people's
on.
inability to kill me too. Like I can't stab Travis.
I think
man.
eventually William and Oliver would have like their own little team against us. And they would slowly like
Bro, it would kill you off.
Literally. The athletic boys would have the alliance and decide to eliminate everyone else.
What are you basing this off of, Brandon?
Athleticism.
Well, I think you guys know that at the end of this, there can only be one winner, right? So then
I didn't say that.
I think
that's
Brennan
what the situation
could probably
would be.
come into that. Neely's man. I think he has a chance.
Ely's man we would kill off. I think we would
He's
definitely
too nice,
kill him.
man. He's too soft.
He's a twig. He's a twig.
He's soft.
He's not a twig.
He's
actually
honestly though, I feel like Darius could snap and just destroy us all.
Oh my god. I didn't even think about him. We have the Travis Alliance though too.
Yeah, that's true. See, I feel like I have too many people in this situation that are too loyal to me. I could manipulate my way to a high position, but I don't think I'd win.
I think it'd be Darius and Austin in the final two.
Wow.
In the final
That'd be a hell of a two.
I don't know though. Maybe if I really played my cards right, because of the bond that I've formed with him, I could probably convince Darius to kill himself and let me win.
Manipulative son of a bitch.
Sorry, Darius, if you're watching this, but it's true.
We love Darius. Yeah. So overall, I think the event went off very swimmingly.
Oh yeah.
Like we can go into the lineup of guests. So Austin, who was the first guest?
Greg.
Yeah, Austin,
Greg.
You should remember this.
He had young
I hope you
Gregor.
looked back and memorized it.
Listen,
but it was Gregor. It was Gregor.
I love Greg. I'm just gonna say this right here.
There's a butt coming.
There's a butt.
There is a butt coming. I
and it's not Brandon's because he doesn't have one.
Read the room correctly. What I really wanted to hear was all of the juiciness that came along with being a 3,000 subscriber channel, right?
Dog, but he fits such a niche though. That's the thing.
No,
like,
but
that's
but like there's an experience that comes. I agree with what you're saying, and I think that's fair enough. He kind of stuck with his guns and he played it safe, right? But what I would love to have heard was all of the bullshit that comes along with it being a 300,000 subscriber channel.
You wanted to hear him talk gossip on it.
Yes. I didn't think we had enough time to really dive into.
Probably not.
That's interesting to hear you say that, because when you said it's not
with all
what,
the failures that we had.
When you said it's not what you wanted to hear from him, I was thinking the same thing, but like for a totally different topic. Like what I wanted to hear from him is kind of like more fitting the theme of all of our other guests. Like basically, I wanted to hear more about his past with us, like going to school with us and stuff like that, like his impression of like our friend group and stuff like that.
He didn't
like,
really know us that well.
but we saw him a lot, man. We saw him and hung around him a lot.
True.
And I feel like the first time we interviewed him, we got a lot of insight into what it's like to be a YouTuber with a lot of subscribers and be a gaming YouTuber and all that stuff. And I didn't want it to be interview part 2. I wanted it to be more of like a memories with us type of situation. I don't know.
See that. And to be fair to your point, you know, there was that time where we rushed and he was right along with Oliver. And so I think there's a lot of points where our lives have meshed really well.
Yeah. I mean, the reason he was even there is because we've kept up with him like at least semi-consistently throughout our whole time since we've met each other.
Yeah.
Sometimes we go a long time without seeing him, but we always kept consistently seeing him.
So let's go ahead and stack rank the guests on that episode. I'm going to give him a solid C or D.
Yeah,
I'd say low D.
I would give him a C. I give him a solid C, not plus or minus, just a C.
You guys are crazy.
What do you think, Oliver?
I was below an F, bro.
Wow, you really did not like his segment.
Wow.
Damn.
I didn't hate his segment.
I didn't hate it, but out of all the other guests we had, he was easily not easily as good as everybody else.
Okay. Who is the next guest, Austin?
Quiz time.
Yeah, that's a
was
good
it Connor and Darius?
Connor and Darius were later. I feel like it was. I feel
Noah and Dom.
It might have been Noah and Dom.
Oh yeah, I actually think it was Noah, Dom, then Kat and Kirsten.
So unfortunately, they're going to be cut out of the episode because a lot of the audio issues that we had.
Dog, their audio is completely wrecked. It's so sad.
They gave a really great story about all the time that they tripped on acid. And Noah, essentially, we're gonna bring them on in our episode, but they're
SMDHF.
They essentially tripped on acid, and my brother made best friend's girlfriend cheat on his best friend with him. It was a whole wild thing. She peed in his bed. We got to bring this to another episode, baby.
Yeah, there's just too much to unpack there, man. There's too fucking much to unpack.
Oh my god, I've recorded. That's another topic. Okay. Anyway, so I love those two just in general. They're amazing people. To be honest, that story is crazy.
That was probably the biggest surprise of the 100th episode night for me, that Dom showed up. Like,
I think that was honestly one of the best stories.
I kind of had in the back of my mind that I might see Noah there, but for Dom to also show up with Noah, like, I was out of my mind.
You jizz, bro? You jizz a little, didn't you?
I might have.
I think Travis had a half chub the entire freaking night.
Basically, you're not
Travis
wrong.
was cheesing the whole night too, so he definitely had a boner.
About it. It was a masterpiece. It was
I would say Noah and Dom's segment was definitely A+. Because the stories were great. I'm just sad that the recordings didn't. That's one thing that we haven't really talked about too. The venue itself is a gorgeous venue. We had technical difficulties because trains just kept going by and fucking us. And also because it's an older building.
Plus we had too many mics in the equation at first. Like, we're still getting this live thing worked out, guys. All right. Apparently, we're still getting it worked out.
Listen, okay.
We thought we had it down after the first time.
I did so much fucking testing
I know.
beforehand.
I believe that you did.
They did.
It's a different environment. It's hard to fucking know what will happen with technology.
It's hard to get, it's hard to get off.
I would say solid B+ tier. Give it B.
For what, the venue?
For the overall Noah, recording integrity, or their
Noah and Dominic?
Absolutely. The only reason they're getting deducted is because their audio got fucked up, and that's not their fault.
It's their fault.
They weren't close enough to the mic, bro. They were.
Then next up was K and K, right? The witches.
The witches.
The witches. Caitlin and Kirsten.
So
Kirsten.
I was a little pissed off at Austin in the moment, and I'm totally with Austin. He was being the best producer that he can be in that. But I wanted to hear more about the potential spells that were put on me. Okay.
Yeah.
We needed to know if there was a love spell put on Brandon. We were really adamant on finding out.
They did go through all of our charts though, and what they did, the funniest thing was how into it they got, especially when it got to Brandon and Travis.
They were so into it. They got really us into it, man. We were absolutely. I mean, I was trash probably before we started.
It was a real ego inflation.
Travis, of course you were, bro.
Real
Travis, you were trash when I got there.
Shit was nice.
Yeah, so they went along our charts.
They had a good
retrograde.
Good skit.
Honestly, that was one of my favorite bits. Personally, I had a great time with that one. I
liked it because it was about us, right? And how
it was about us, and it had amazing meme potential. I give that one an A, solid A, not plus or minus, solid A.
I give it a C, because I don't care.
What?
I don't care about the moon and the stars, bitch.
I don't care about it either, but it's interesting to hear what lines up. You
literally just said that.
I really
I'm listening.
I mean, Brandon was the most hammered out of all of us during the entire ordeal. Like during the entire 100th episode.
He had to be because he was getting roasted the hardest.
You're capping with that comment, Oliver.
Brandon was
gone before it even started.
You might be right.
That's what I said about
I don't know. Man, it's hard to say. Like, I think like at least 3 out of 4 of us were like blacking. I was
getting close.
Come on, man.
I was getting close.
Yeah, 3 out of 5 of us even.
Everybody
was counting our producer.
Everybody was
also just sat there.
Our producer was really drunk.
Yeah,
but he was actually keeping it together amazingly for how drunk he was.
Oliver, what would you say?
So hard.
Oliver, what would you say your rating was?
For what? Them?
Yep.
I'm gonna give them a B+.
So they're getting all over the board scores. Will?
I would give it like a B+.
So it's averaging out to probably like a regular B, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we pass.
Pass. They have the potential to come back on.
Good job.
Up next,
Darius and Connor.
Is that who was next?
Yeah.
I think you're right.
I think we have Cody.
Oh, no. GF's was next, and then Darius and Connor, right?
That bit was amazing.
GF's bit was A+. Everybody better vote A+ if you don't say it, you're really fucking dead to me.
So here was where this came about. So all of the girls that are like in our immediate lives came onto the show, and nobody knew about it. Not Oliver, not Travis, not William. Only Austin and I kind of schemed up this whole thing.
We called us scheming up.
And whenever we called up all the girls, everybody was like, wait, what the fuck? What's going on? Like, what's happening? Bro, other girls went up there, and there's a little, particularly,
that's what makes it more interesting. It's like reality TV.
By the way, the other part of Oliver and Bailey are now officially back together, baby. Let's fucking
Yes, they are calling themselves boyfriend and girlfriend again. They're calling themselves boyfriend and girlfriend.
Finally
put a label on it.
If they like it, then they should have put a label on it.
Yeah, so all of the girls came together, and I remember Danny, Austin's wife, came up to me. What the fuck am I gonna say? Oh, what you're. The whole deal. You're not.
Yep. It's supposed to be like an episode where we all got super drunk or high before and didn't prepare at all.
Is this something
we simulated that perfectly, but female version?
Is this something we're going to have all of them one where they're not blindsided?
Eventually, yeah. When I find a wife.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. That has to be when we all have white picket fences.
Yeah.
It's a song by Linkin Park.
You're so smooth.
So the girls all came on there. They kind of had like a little, I think that part also got kind of cut off too, but the girls came up and talked about their star signs for a little bit, which is pretty cool. Roasted Brandon,
we had a couple topics. Yeah, we had a couple topics in which Brandon was roasted.
And then Travis got siced like crazy.
Yeah, because he asked the question.
Yeah, I did. I asked a question.
Like, seriously.
They wanted stuff to talk about, so I came up and asked a question. I think one other person did too. I don't remember who.
Yeah, all I know is Travis went there and went like this and tooted his own horn.
Yeah.
I chose a great question. I didn't know how the answers were going to go.
I'm giving
that question though, Travis.
Yeah.
I just asked him who the best husbando was out of all of us.
But you're the only one that's close to being husband status, pussy.
One is literally a husband that was in the running, so argument invalid.
He doesn't count.
He got voted for. He got voted for.
He lied about smoking weed. He doesn't count.
This might be biased, but I'm picking Austin.
I've never smoked weed.
That's what I was literally expecting them to say Austin. I wasn't expecting to get my D sucked.
Your ego D-sucked.
Jess goes, this isn't biased, but I'm picking Travis. Bailey goes, this isn't biased, but I'm picking Oliver. And then, whoa, I gotta stop there because there's some tension.
Yeah, you were off limits. And then the two girls that I put up there were like, very comfortable.
Yeah, thanks.
The shit you put people through.
They're just like, probably Travis.
They're like, we both can't say him. Let's just pick another guy.
Travis, wait, did you just toot your own horn?
Maybe I'm tooting it again in one-on-one.
Travis removed his bottom rib. Just
what the fuck does that mean?
He's sucking his own fucking cock.
Dick.
You guys just
that one was an A+. I think we all agree the girls segment was an A+.
E-, baby. Fuck those bitches. Fuck them.
I thought it was a pretty funny segment. So
you guys are the ones that had
me.
Okay, Austin and Brandon, you guys had the idea of the bit. What did you think was going to happen? Did you think it would be good? What was your
No, I knew.
That's what I thought would happen.
Yeah, it's exactly what I thought would happen. Okay. They were going to hate it. They didn't want to be put on the spot. They were going to roast the fuck out of us. That's exactly what I
Well, dude, at first when you guys started calling the girls up, I was like, all right, we're having some girls on. Okay, this is interesting. And then Austin looks at me, he's like, yeah, get out of your seat. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, get out of your seat. I'm like, why? He's like,
give it to Bailey.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah, man. Well, I thought that was pretty big brained of us.
It was funny.
It was nice.
All right, so after that was Darius and Connor.
Recollect ourselves.
Okay, I want to talk about really quick props, Darius. Everything that I said, I think are very uncomfortable, and it doesn't deserve to be. Not only
did you see his little hand shaking when they were up there?
Shaking.
I wanted to hug him.
Not only is he a beautiful man,
hug me, Daddy.
but his soul is also going to fucking kill any one of his people.
Actually, I mean, there are people that we call NPCs. Darius is like as far as you can possibly be, man. There is no one else in the fucking universe, that includes alien planets, like Darius. What a just pure individual.
Like he's the best companion you ever have. He's like Boone, dude. Snipes the fuck out of cunt, no matter what.
Literally.
But he's not Boone because if you went for the Legion, he would still stay by your side.
Yeah. He'd be like, well, if you think it's right, then I guess I agree. These degenerates belong on a cross.
Oh my god.
And we're back.
No, that was a good Fallout reference. I love Darius, and he's so interesting. He doesn't deserve to feel the way that he. And I can't wait till the day that he finds his work. It's gonna happen.
You know what? He's working towards it. If you would have met him the day I met him, he's come so far.
Oh yeah.
You got to give him credit where his credit is due. He used to be he just used to be way different. I don't know. He was so, I don't want to put him on blast on the podcast or anything. This is not to insult him or anything like that. He was just closed off because he didn't think that he was worthy of being anyone's friend, or didn't think anybody would want to be friends with him. And I'm like, dude, you're literally everybody's dream friend.
Yep.
I mean,
I want him to be more selfish. I want him to be more of an asshole. I want him to show more of himself.
I know. I'm like, I have the most perfect fucking best friend in the world, and I can't say anything negative about him. The only even thing that could be perceived as negative I could say about him is that I just wish he would fucking tell me stuff. I wish he would just open up to me about problems he's having at the time he's having them, and and he does. That's something else he's definitely gotten better with. And
sounds like you've broken him down.
I just want to be there for him so badly because he's always been there for me.
Yes.
And every single situation that I've ever needed a friend, he is there at the drop of a hat.
Man.
I just want to be that for him. And I know he always says you are, and I'm like, I know I am, but I want to, there's this stuff that you don't have to go through alone that I can help you with.
I told the 100th episode audio, but that moment when we were all tripping, and I heard this the background. Get Brandyn. Wish I could. Does loves it.
Oh, he admires your confidence so much, man.
And part of me that was like, bro, I literally was putting this 5 foot tall stuffed teddy bear in a corner with a blue light above it and put a hat on it, took a picture and be like, that is so deep. There's that
I'm
part
14
of me.
and this is deep.
But the other side of me is looking at that like, bro, I'm with you. There are times where I'm not confident. There are times where I'm not like the tip top of my. We all have our thing. You can live this life. It's not hard. For him, it's hard for sure. And I don't want to discount that. But it's like, I want him to come out and know his worth, know his value, because he's an exceptional human being. And I want him on my team. Zombie apocalypse happens. He's there, man.
He's there. Oh my God. For us. And like, I think the more, and not to, I mean, this is kind of tooting our own horns, but not really. It's true. Like, just the more he hangs around like us, the better it is. Because I'm gonna boost him up every day.
That's kind of how we are, though. This is kind of how we are as like friends. Like we're pretty welcoming with like new people. Not saying Darius is a new person, but like you feed off that energy of like how we all vibe together.
That's why people go so crazy to get into this circle.
Well,
man.
some people also feel like coming to this group is intimidating.
It's either sink or swim in this group. I feel feel that way, and I think that's true.
I've never seen someone falling in the middle. I mean, okay, maybe the people that fall in the middle are the people we like hang out with but aren't part of the group, like Crumple. Those are the people that like fall in the middle. But 99% of the time, you're on one or the other end of the spectrum. Like, you would literally like jump off a bridge to be in our friend group, or you're completely like put off by us.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I'm definitely put off.
Yeah, same here.
Fuck, Austin, you got us.
I
hate being here.
I think there's.
You know what? Some people like traverse the spectrum too. Some people start off completely put off by us, and then eventually they like get it. True. It like clicks with them, and they're like, "All right, I would do anything to be a friend now."
That's true. It does happen like that sometimes.
And then some people really want to be our friends, and then they're completely put off by us.
Bro, it's a very intimidating group to come into. You gotta be able to.
No,
you do. You do have to be able to handle like.
Yeah, I gotta grab some real quick.
Yeah, some ass. That's actually a great segue into the Will and Brandyn beef. If we wanted to do that, if we wanted to seg that way, that's a great segue.
I think we should wait until after. We have plenty of time. Of course, Connor, great. I'm going to put some touches on this.
Yeah.
We should have Darius on the show so everybody knows what we're talking about. But also at the same time, Darius, if I could speak directly to you, you're the fucking man, and let's hang out more. I hope that you don't ever feel intimidated around us, because to be honest, there's so much love.
He's definitely not. If there was a point probably where he was, but I don't think he's intimidated anymore. Not to speak for him, but
that's what we like to hear.
Great.
But if you stutter or anything, we'll fucking kill you.
Murder, literal murder. No, Connor was like, Connor's like just so, he's one of those people who seems like just ahead of me in wisdom, despite being a little younger than me. Like, he's a new dad,
very well put
and
together
he's really just like slipped into that role. So
pop in this bitch, like,
and he slipped into the dad role. He takes great care of that child. Well. Yeah, he takes amazing care of his baby. He's doing very well. They're both doing really well. Him and his wife.
Yes,
they're both doing amazing. Actually, they both.
On my air quotes.
Some people, it seems like, I don't know. It seems like they were made for parenthood. It kind of seems like they were. They slipped into it like a glove. They seem really happy.
Whoa, we're fitting in gloves nowadays.
Overall, I think based off of interest factor, give them.
I got to give them A+. Those are my boys. That's a bias. That's completely biased. I'll admit it, but it's an A+ for me.
I think for them to go up there and do that, what they obviously don't do very often, it gives them more bonus points than everybody else, because everybody else seemed more comfortable doing it. So I'm going to hit them with a solid A-.
Liam?
That's the thing. Never the kind of people like, I mean, if you saw me hanging out with you guys and then saw me hanging out with Darius and Connor, it's not the people you would think that I would hang out with, but
that's not necessarily true.
I would
It was good conversations, good points that were being made, good touchy-feely moments.
I think to a certain extent, like, I think half of the viewers are here for the good banter, and I think the other half are here for wisdom. We've the part of like all of this, whether it's Travis with William with his struggles, or the dude who put a shoe in his ass because, or the fact that Oliver was a virgin, like until, or he didn't know what sex was until
it was high school, freshman in high school,
a sophomore.
The effects of homeschool.
I watched this clip recently. I think a lot of art are almost cautionary tales, right? So half of these people are listening to it because it's hilarious. The other half is like, okay, I can learn from their mistakes, and I like, okay, maybe I shouldn't go and like watch The Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
Yeah, well, between all of us, we've had pretty much all of the like crazy relationship stuff happen to us between all of us.
That's very true. We have all had some pretty crazy shit.
I mean, we've had the girl with a baby from another guy try to pin the baby on us. We've had the
girl trying to fake a pregnancy. We've had the
fake pregnancy to try to get somebody to come hook up with them again or something.
We've had the girl that's cheated on a guy for like with a crackhead.
Oh, the dude.
I mean, go ahead.
The dude who was Neighbors, the Pedo Chronicles, that was a thing.
Oh my god, the dude who had like every single nude of every single girl from him and all his friends from like 14 years old until now.
Yes.
Fucking
that shit was insane, dude. We've had some hell of stories.
So I think a lot of the show is cautionary. Anything. I hope all of the viewers, despite the fact that most of it is hyped up to be hilarious or funny story, most of it's like, this is a shitty thing that happened and we're all laughing at it.
Yeah. Anything that we haven't like, okay, I'm not going to say that actually. That's kind of too absolute. Only a Sith deals in absolutes, but pretty much anything that we haven't like said is a real sensitive guy's fact is at its like base form true. Okay, we hyperbolize things sometimes to like make a story seem funny, but honestly, we do that as little as possible. Genuinely crazy and funny shit happens to us all the time.
All the time.
Oh, it's weird.
We were talking about it the other day, the kind of effect that we have on like the general public around us. Like how we seem like the only people that have like real conversations in like the line at the grocery store or at the 7-Eleven or something like that. Like it seems like we're the only people actually talking to each other in a meaningful way, actually interacting with each other like normal humans instead of like normal fucking SpongeBob. Like, why does it feel like we're the only ones doing that?
It's wild.
And it's
I'm normal.
I would say from like, if let's say hypothetically speaking, I'm going to this 100th episode podcast, I'm going there just to laugh, bro. I'm not going there for anything else than that. I'm just going there to laugh.
For sure, and that's
we hope our viewers get a laugh out of it too, despite the like parts that still got fucked up. Because we're still perfecting the live episode formula. It's fine, but despite the parts that fucked up, I think even what we saved is like really quality content, and the memory is quality content in my brain forever. So.
Forever.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. It's kind of touch up on Travis's point. If you want to get yourself out of start asking questions. Like if you ever wondered something, just ask them what's good and they'll tell you. Everybody loves talking about them. They could just be like, what the fuck was up with this beef you had with so-and-so? Or bro, like if you were president of your fraternity, did make it easier to get with chicks with the Gregor thing? Like so many different fucking weird things that'll take you out of the matrix, so to speak. And we're not talking literally. It's like, bro, everything kind of comes into context in your brain and everything starts clicking. And you're like, holy shit, shit, I can actually talk with people. Even if it's like, if you're younger and get the fuck off this podcast, but also like
turn it off.
Like,
go to bed.
Why did you freak out on me over this absurd thing? What's good? 9 times out of 10, they'll be like,
"Are watching
what? Okay, like this is exactly what happened. This is what my thought process was. You got to come at it at a non-judgmental angle, of course, but like people will tell you, people are people. It's crazy."
And I feel like at least some like non-NPC enlightened people watching this podcast, like I was just saying, do you ever fucking notice that like when you're in the grocery store lines or stuff like that, like nobody is fucking talking? And again, if they are talking, they're like talking like normal SpongeBob. Like nobody's talking. Nobody's having real conversations, if they're even having any conversations at all. A thing I like to do, again, if you want random people to like talk to you, I don't know. Jess and I talk about this phenomenon all the time, how like random people talk to us all the time. And it's because I just like, and her too, like we've just started doing it more and more now. We just like randomly talk about things in our environment. Like I point at something, I'm like, that's interesting. Like chili, lime, Mountain Dew. I wonder what that tastes like. That sounds fucking weird. And then some random like old lady in front of us will turn around and be like, yeah, I was looking at that too. That does sound really fucking weird, doesn't it? It's like people are just, I think, standing there silently, afraid to talk, but also craving interaction with someone.
But also like if somebody starts, the person feels more inclined to jump in.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like I'm always the one starting these public conversations. Like,
that's okay.
Like I can get people from like me and Jess can get like people from this couple, this single guy, and this old lady over here to all join into our conversation talking about fucking like chip brands or something like that. There's
this video that really fucking blew my mind. And it was actually in college. It's one of the only things I ever learned. I was in a class where we would go to different businesses and we would learn about their business, kind of like find it. And it was a fucking fantastic class because we actually learned real business.
He's here.
One of the videos that they played was, this is how you become a leader. People were at a lawn concert. So it's essentially the venue and a huge ass lawn. And one dude walks into the middle of this lawn and starts dancing. And for literally 10 minutes, they sped it up. This dude was dancing by himself. Dude comes dancing with him.
You just have to keep doing it because people are standing there. They'll take 10 minutes to consider, like, damn, should I go out there? No one else is doing it. Should I go out there? No one else is doing it.
3 people came. And then 4. And then all of a sudden, there was literally 127 people up there dancing alongside him. And all it took was one person to be the leader and be like, I'm going to have a fucking good time by myself.
And I'm just going to do it and be confident about it, even if no one is joining for 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes. No one is joining. I don't give a fuck. I'm still just going to dance.
Yes.
That is so me, man.
100%. And honestly, you should take that into everything, right? And to a certain extent, you have to have social awareness. That's step number 1. I want to do something. Okay, put that through the filter of like, is that?
Am I at a funeral right now?
Yes.
Do I want to get up there and dance? Am I at a funeral right now? No. Am I at a wake right now? No.
Am I at a concert? Yeah. So I'm gonna go fucking start dancing.
Okay, there we go.
We're good. So it's all about social awareness. But number 1, I think that first thought in your brain should be like, if I want to do something, I'm gonna go and fucking do it.
Why not?
Because odds are everybody else is thinking the same.
I always wonder that, man. Why is everyone so scared of like being judged by rando NPCs that you'll never see again in your life?
Everybody's really
like 100 to 1 chance you'll never see them again in your life.
What's wrong with judging people positively though?
Nothing's wrong with that, but it's today's society that's like so negative. When
I like to think whenever I do something that's out of the ordinary that I am being judged positively.
Here's
it helps
the whole
to think
thought
that
process
way.
behind
I mean,
it,
that's
right?
fair.
Like, and Austin probably disagrees with me because we've had this conversation before, but like back in the day, whenever we were fucking caveman, I hit you on the head with rock. Like you go out to another village and you fucking start doing the orange justice dance. They're going to fucking hit you with a goddamn rock and you're done for. That's it. So I think part of our monkey brain is still there, but also like that part of society where it's like, I'm going to be judged for doing this is also there at the same time. But in reality, your brain is creating these anxious thoughts that are completely ridiculous. Like talking to a waiter and saying anything is not going to amount to anything. It's just not. But still, like innately, at least in my brain, I'm like, bro, if I ask the waiter how their day's going, I'm fucked. But I do it anyway because it's like their day is going to be made. To be honest.
Oh my God.
If I'm
number
a good time,
one way as a waiter to get a tip from me is just like act like a normal person, have a normal conversation with me. Like,
yep.
Don't be a robot. Don't be a robot waiter, and you will get an amazing tip from me every time.
Oh my God, yes. Like interact. Like have a personality. Show your personality in public, please.
I don't ever tip like I don't ever like not tip to be petty or anything like that, or even like tip less to be petty. Like I will tip you minimum 15%, but if you want like 25%, do that.
And I understand that for some people that it's harder than others. So I think I use this example in Bill and I's fight.
Boom. Segue.
There's different like sine waves, right? So like my tolerance for going out and being social is a lot lower than somebody like fucking Darius. Travis's is basically a fucking straight line. It's so easy for the kid. Oliver's is kind of higher than mine. I would say Williams is probably higher than Oliver's. Like it's all a sine wave, and everybody has different levels of difficulty when it comes to being social. But at the end of the day, it's like you're enriching somebody else's life. You might as well fucking do it. If you ask the questions of like, a lot of people ask you how your day's going, but how they act good. Like, how are you feeling about this specific thing? People will fucking appreciate that because everybody asks you how your day is going. Nobody actually gives a fuck. They only care about themselves.
Yeah, they're waiting for you to say, and you. They're waiting for you to give them the okay to tell them about your day.
Yep.
Literally. Maybe not everybody, but like most people are like a little narcissistic at the very heart of themselves.
I think most
at the very heart of yourself, you have to admit you want to talk about yourself. I mean, there's literally songs about it.
At everybody's core, they're selfish. It's
I want to talk about me.
I
want to talk about
talk about you.
Number one, oh mommy, my.
What I think, what I like, what I know,
how to
what
win
I want,
friends
what I
and
see.
influence people. Dale Carnegie. His rules is to be
myself.
a genuine listener and ask people about themselves because people want to. 19.
Oh, guy was a fucking legend though.
That's I feel like that's one of the number one rules in all like the how to get women books too. Is just like fucking listen, man. It's not just a woman thing, it's totally a man thing too. People just want to talk about themselves. They do.
Do you guys feel like in the course of a conversation, do you guys feel like you're the person that makes the sale or you're the listener? And what I mean is, like, are you the person driving the conversation or are you the listener and you're trying to, like, see what's happening?
Dog, it depends on who I'm talking to, 100%. And honestly, I try not to continue conversating with people who I feel like I'm the complete driver of the conversation. And it's not going to go anywhere without me.
I don't like being the driver of the conversation, especially.
I like when both of us are handing each other the wheel. Or even better, it's like one of those driver's ed cars where both people in the conversation have a brake pedal, a gas pedal, and the wheel. That's the best conversations, man. When I feel like just somebody's on my level, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
That's true.
I think Travis and I.
Immediately.
It was I know when to carry the conversation.
And it like translated to us talking to other people too, and like groups of people. Like I feel like with our two steering wheels, we could drive a conversation with like a group of 10 people, and none of the other people had to ever touch a steering wheel.
Yeah. That was especially,
we were just like that.
It was especially true in like people like that were like very conscious about themselves, because it was like we would bring up the conversation. We would talk about like, is fucking a hot dog, a sandwich, and like we would bring that up. People would make their points. We would bring up a point. They're like, okay, that's fair enough. Let me like adjust my point off of your point, and it would move on from that. It was very interesting to see the dynamic of that. And also what I loved, and this is what for all of us, we all did this because William had his own group of people. Oliver had his own group. Travis did, and I did as well. We would go to a party and then we would separate. I got to sneeze. Holy shit.
Bless you.
Excuse me. And we would all have our own like separate groups of people at a party, and eventually we would all converge at the end, and then you would see like each of us kind of being like the facilitators of this and be like, hey, have you met like these guys? And have you
While all being the best of friends, we each had different people that we gravitated towards at a party. But at the end of the party, we'd all bring the people that we gravitated towards all together with each other in one big group, and they would all just work. It would all just always work.
It was nice.
It just works.
It's true.
I feel like we've divulged from the main topic of what the episode is supposed to be, but this is all really great advice. Take it with what you will. Listen to this, spank your monkey, whatever you want to do.
Please, cum tributes are very welcome.
On my face.
I want to know in the comments if you spank your monkey to this show.
On his
next guest. Austin, lay us down with another guest.
Was it
Neely and her boyfriend?
Oh, yeah.
Or C-Rush.
Oh,
I think Crush was first.
Yeah, Crush was before them, right? Because I feel like they were the last one.
They were the last ones.
My fucking guy, Crush.
Crush was awesome.
Gave me so many drinks, and I appreciate
it.
He was
Crush.
awesome.
I love Crush.
He was flirting it up.
He was flirting it up. He was having a good time. He had a
His
really
interview
good time
was great too. He's just he's a lot like Darius. He's just like a genuinely really nice and kind guy that wants nothing bad for anyone.
No,
I love Crush.
And he works really well with us. Be gay with us. Yeah. Not only that, like he told a really great story about the time that he got at a date, and he ended it I know he's not an NPC. Ended it the best way possible, and that is raging with some rant and staying at their
He was
drunk to go. That's fucking awesome, and for that, guy of the week.
Giga Chad.
Shit was fucking wild.
Crumple is a Giga Chad.
That's a crazy story.
Yeah, go for that, man. Love the guy.
I give that that was a good segment.
Honestly, I think his I don't really remember much of his part because I was very lost. I'm gonna give him a B because I don't know whether or not it was good.
I'm gonna give it an A-.
I'd give it an A. I'll give it a
B. I'll say B. You said A and then you said B. Well, what do you pick it?
I'm gonna go with B.
Okay. Sounds like average B.
I'll say B it up.
Maybe average B plus because my A- pulls it up a little, but I think it's probably average B because you guys
give him a C.
I'm a B.
And then finally we have Brandyn cut
man.
Austin, can you put that in the chat, please? I just gave her full name. Niels came on the show saying, "Go boy." We talked about him on the show before, and this was a girl that I was kind of interested in.
Invited her out to try to make a spark happen with them, then a spark happen with her and someone else.
Her and the current man.
We talked about this on the show, and that was brought up while I was taking a piss. And so I think you guys can kind of go into it because I listened to the footage, but I want to hear.
I mean, yeah, we kind of went into the whole aspect of how, I guess, like me and Brandyn kind of set them up together, didn't we?
Yeah, you guys did.
I don't know what else you call it. Brandyn's the one who invited her out.
I invited her, and you set the alley oop. You fuck.
Yeah, Brandyn pretty much invited this girl out.
He gave you the light bro.
We went out to like bars, like it was a great time, and so then we go back to my parents' place, and they had a hot tub. So we're like, okay, let's get in the hot tub, let's chill out, let's relax, all of that. So all of us get in.
It was over. It was a wrap.
Everybody was having a great time. There. Buddy was pulling moves on Niels, like in the hot tub, and we get out of the hot tub. They're getting ready to leave, and he pulls me aside, and he's like, "Yo, you think Brandon would get pissed if I try to pull a move on her? And I was like, probably not. Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I'm glad that you put that correctly. I was about to call you out.
we'll go. Probably
not.
I think that's actually how I told him too. I was like,
that's
yeah,
hilarious.
So pissed. Not really. And then he's like, oh, okay, cool. Watch this. And I was like, watch this. I'm like, you're gonna pull it right now? And he's like, yeah. So I watched this man walk out, and he goes into the cul-de-sac, and like she's like by her car and everything. You see them talking. You see him talking for a bit, and he does something better than slapping her butt. Buddy literally goes in for the full fucking grab. He fully grabs her, and at this time, I'm literally just looking through a window. Brandon's getting changed, and he's like, "I can't see anything, man. Like I'm trying to see this shit. I can't see this part. I don't have my glasses on." So I had to give Brandon a play-by-play of what was happening.
Play-by-play.
Gave him the forbidden play-by-play.
So
this buddy pulled a move.
On the show, they talked about how I got cucked and how I had no chance. And then I came back and I was like, what is happening right now?
Not even. You didn't. It was just a honest
playful.
Wrong place, wrong time. Wrong place, wrong time.
Case of she just.
Yeah, and you still didn't have your mojo at that point. Now you're just mojoing hardcore, and like 50 different girls are mojoing all over you.
What if you weren't into her, like that into her?
That's never the case with Brandon.
Yeah,
Brandon's always into a girl. Brandon's always into a girl.
Yeah.
So they talked about that on the show. I got fucking roasted from that angle, and then they talked about their personal lives.
Which was boring.
Yeah, I didn't really care about that. I thought the
I give him a D+.
Session.
The roast Brandon gives him a C-.
I would give him a B, man. That's good content, and it plays really well into a previous episode.
True.
It did.
You piece them together.
It was relevant. It was relevant.
No, everybody here that's watching right now is.
Yeah,
we have dedicated fans.
If you're here at episode 101, you better have watched episode 1 to 100, or you're fucking not a real fan, and you need to turn it off right now.
Turn it off right now.
Don't turn it off, though.
Go get in the corner.
We need fans.
Overall, boys, I wanted to say that I'm very proud of where this podcast. The fact that we have 101 episodes is absolutely thank you all for helping me make this idea come into fruition. It started off with the BO show.
I think it was all of our ideas.
I mean, we all knew this podcast was inevitable, but like it started with the BO show, and then Real Sensitive
Guys on the radio.
And then I talked about it with Will, and he was down, and thus it created this whole thing. Now we have Austin here, and we have so many people that believe in us. It's unreal.
That's evidenced by episode 100. Like that just showed that, like, I don't know, we've been doing something right with this try hard podcast revival we've been doing lately.
I really don't understand how anybody can give a shit about us. Actually, I do. Always said all of our, but it's not that. It's more that it's crazy that people give a shit. So for the 30 or so people that really give a shit, I appreciate you and thank you for giving us uploading these, and also thank you to my fellow co-hosts as well as the producer Austin.
Yes.
Without you guys, I don't think I'd be still making. So you guys are the fucking goats. Thank you. I appreciate it.
This was a great thing for SpinShootImpress to transition into. I think you just
he's still alive.
Fit right in here, and like you're not. I mean, you're not as hardcore of a gamer on one game anymore to be what you were before.
For sure. Not
an insult at all, by the way.
What's crazy about that is they say every 7 years or so, kind of shed your old your old cells.
You do.
They all die.
You become a new person.
And you become a new person. The man that I was in 2015 when I was going hard on YouTube originally died as of this year. So not only that, like the person that I was 2 years ago is definitely different. Whenever I was trying to go for the phase 5. And
it was 7 goddamn years ago that we met, man, just about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been like 7-ish, bros.
Crazy.
I don't know. I really don't know what to say other than thank you to everybody.
Everybody watching, everybody in this chat.
For giving me the top 5 moments of.
Yeah, no doubt. Honestly.
Anybody else have anything to fucking say? Because we're running out of time.
I know. We said all these topics we were going to talk about. We barely could even fit in the 100 episode recap. We couldn't even barely fit the fucking recap in this
episode. Once he got to like the 3rd one, I was like, we're not making it.
We're going to need so many episodes to catch up with everything we want to talk about.
I know.
We are.
Austin, start a Google Doc, please.
Yeah. Those BJs,
though. So do you guys have anything to say about episode 100? And
you start a Google Doc too, if you know what I mean.
Shout out.
I think
those BJs though.
Those BJs though.
Oliver, go.
I think if you were to ask every one of us when the podcast first started, hey, you guys will be here doing episode 100, I would have been like, yeah, that's possible, but like I wouldn't have given it more than like maybe a 10% chance. Not saying that we wouldn't have stuck through it. I just, at one point in time, we all would have been like, work or whatever, this was just too much. All right, it was fun while it lasted, like stuff like that. But
for some reason, we all, despite like being less serious about being less serious on the podcast at certain periods, we've all had this weird dedication to show up every week, every Wednesday night, and do something with the podcast.
Yep.
We all have. We just like. It's like none of us wants to admit defeat.
No. Well,
it was like that. It was like that for a while when we were putting less effort into it, and then we decided to put more effort into it, and now I've like revitalized my love for it. And episode 100 completely overflowed my. I
want to touch up on that later. Don't let me forget. Don't want to admit defeat.
Right.
Anyway, Oliver, continue your thought.
Everybody was on their last life note, and they're just hiding so they don't die off.
Not saying that was the case. I just feel like it felt like that for a few episodes at one point.
No, for sure. Yeah, you this paralysis areas.
Yeah, so I just think like I'm thankful for the growth that we've had over these 100th episodes, because if you watch episode 1 to now, you can definitely see it as a different podcast.
You can hear it's a different podcast, man. Episode 100 sound like we were on trash cans. Episode 1.
I mean, Oliver still does. But.
Episode 1 was pretty bad. If anyone has ever rewatched it, but I'm just happy where the podcast has gone and where we've been. So I appreciate you guys.
I appreciate you too. I had to keep myself from crying the entire night of the 100th episode. I'm glad none of us ever stopped. I'm glad it's the same, like 4 of us. I'm glad that we added on Austin. I'm glad that no one has dropped off, and the gain, there's only been gains since the beginning of this podcast. You know, we've gained fans, we've gained new memories, we've gained new members, we've gained new friend group members. It's just been such a fucking epic saga, and we may have not all ended up with white picket fences next to each other yet, but this podcast has been a huge part of us all staying such good friends, I think.
For sure. I think I said it in the at the end of episode 100.
That's
like
gonna be cut out. That's gonna be cut out.
I
tell you, it's terrible.
It had literally no audio. Will remember? I know. It sucked. It sucked, but unfortunately, it had no audio.
No, but like no. I agree with Travis's statement. Like this whole journey of having a podcast with you guys has done a lot for everybody. We all have grown, not just like in the podcast sense, but as people. Definitely you can tell between episode 1 and episode 100. It's wild. We're still on that health challenge that we made like 2 years ago.
We're not supposed to talk about that on here anymore. We're not supposed to remind our viewers that that's real. We're not supposed to remind our viewers that exists.
But
what are we supposed to do? Check in February?
Cut this.
Like in February or something like that. But no, like we really have like matured a lot, like and grown like together. This group of people that I've gladly have come apart in like very later in life, has done a lot for me, and I believe I've done a lot for them as well, and brought a lot to the table. But it's a lot of shit. Like they're not wrong. Like we get into a lot of fucking shit. So we're always happy
definitely
to
create
stories.
a lot of debaucherous situations for ourselves, but a lot of stuff just fucking happens to us, just like we were talking about.
We so do. I mean, Brandon and Oliver get like threatened all the time at any bar they go to.
Oh my god!
Like for some reason, anybody that sees Brandon and Oliver at a freaking bar, they always want to just like punch them in the face.
Yeah.
They got punchable ass faces. Look at them.
I just want to beat them up. Oh.
Austin, you haven't been alive.
But he's been like following the ride for a long time.
Yeah, for me, it's a long time coming. I was gonna weasel my way onto this fucking thing.
Exactly. I felt you trying to get in.
Like I just fucking eventually made a role for myself, but it was a long
and it works really fucking well. Like it's something we need.
It's nice. It's nice to have you here.
It's fun. I'm enjoying it. And I get to sit here and listen to the banter. Like, I don't know. I'm enjoying it. Like, I don't know if I have like a shit ton of personal growth like everyone else, but I don't know. I'm just fucking happy to be here.
You'll get there, man. Talk to us at episode 200.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Bro.
Imagine how all out we're gonna go. I feel like we're gonna rent out like a football stadium or something.
Dude,
it's gonna be in Germany, baby.
Episode
you could probably rent out a bar and be like, yo, this will be like a podcast talk show. People can drink and shit. I don't know if you're okay with that. But.
Oliver's already planning it. It's episode 101.
Oliver's got the ideas already.
I think this is a great place to end it. If you've been with us at the beginning, talking to people like Noah, I'm talking about all the people, 30 people that.
Literally the K's, Kat and Kirsten. I mean, they've literally been with us since the beginning. Freaking Jess has been with us since the beginning. Austin and Danny have been with us since damn near close to the beginning, probably listening to it. Tabe has totally been with it for a long time.
Definitely from the beginning, for sure. I was listening to you guys on the fucking radio.
Yeah, seriously. Oh my God. We have people still listening to us that listened to us on the radio before we were even this podcast.
Do you know
we
that
have like some seriously dedicated viewers, man.
Do you know that besides Austin for a fact?
I mean, Kat and Kirsten, again, were listening to us on the radio too.
That's facts.
Yeah, just fucking drawn out fucking thank you, but it means a lot to all of us, and the fact that we had the 100th episode and was able to share that with all the people that we love was a surreal experience for all of us. And we have people that give a shit, and it's because we have people like you that listen, and people. So thank you so fucking very much. But I guess it's about that time, so I gotta say it's been Brandon.
I'm Oliver.
I'm Travis.
And I'm Will.
And I'm retarded.
You guys just listen to Real Sensitive Guy Hours, Capital Wasteland. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.